let's talk briefly, just a few minutes here, about illegal immigration, because it's going to tie back into something we were talking about in the open of the show. What do we do? How do we handle this? What does it mean for you, for me, for the future of the country that we live with people trying to wreck it? Report came out today. By the end of Biden's first term, let's hope there's only one, but by the end of Biden's first term, 8 million illegals here. And do keep this in mind whenever you see a number, it's always low. Remember, that's 8 million they know about in 4 years. The real number is so much higher than that. There are 12 states that have a population greater than 8 million people. In just 4 years, the open borders communists in the Biden administration managed to remake and reshape the United States of America. Now, pause on that and think what that means. It's right back to that same analogy I used at the opening of the show. Even if, Biden loses re-election, Trump beats him, let's say he secures the border, gets everything squared away, and everything works out, right? Let's even go way further than I think it would ever go. And let's say that a Trump administration is even able to deport half of these people. They won't even come close to that number, but let's be generous and say half gone. You know what? Let's be mega generous and say all of them, all 8 million gone. That doesn't change the facts. The facts remain that one political party, we have two major parties, and one of them is so committed to flooding the country with illegals to collapse it that they will do it immediately upon seizing power. How do we deal with that? And look, even their excuses are starting to sound lamer and lamer. It won't be long. They'll just feel comfortable coming right out and say it. We want to flood the country with illegals. Now they're doing the thing Joe Biden did. I mean, I don't even have the authority of it.
Because we need more forces on the border. I don't have the authority to do that.
Yeah. Well, let's skip right past all the obvious parts. Not only does he have the authority, he inherited a fairly secure border from Trump, and what his 90-plus executive orders did was open up the border on purpose. This is what everyone has to understand because it goes way beyond the border. It goes beyond illegal immigration. It goes to where we are as a country and what it means for us and what it means for our future. We share a nation now with people who want to flood the country with illegals to burn the country down. And remember, that's what illegal immigration is truly about. It's truly about. You outnumber these traditional Americans, believe in these rights, freedom of speech, and Second Amendment. You've got to find a way to water down their voice, get rid of them, burn the country to the ground by gobbling up all the services in the country, which is exactly what's happening with illegal immigration. We still share a nation with people who want the border open. What do we do? Former Border Patrol chief came out, and I mean, this is an admission that, look, in a normal country, this would be a national scandal. This would be staggering. But the truth is, when I heard him say that he never even spoke to Joe or Dome, I just shrugged my shoulders and said, oh, of course. Well, that makes sense.
I've never had one conversation with the president or the vice president for that matter. And so I was the chief of the Border Patrol. I commanded 21,000 people. That's a problem.
Do you believe that the White House has sent mixed messages to migrants?
Yeah, most definitely.
They never even spoke to him. The communists who run this administration simply got in and said, don't worry about it, Papa Joe. We'll keep that border open. Of course, they didn't even speak to him. And obviously, Laken Riley, that young woman, nursing student in Georgia who was murdered by an illegal, she's been in the news a lot, and it's a heartbreaking story. It's awful, isn't it? I just, as a dad, just couldn't imagine sending I don't have a daughter, but sending one of my boys off to college, right? It's supposed to be safe, it's supposed to be fine in college, and they're going out for a morning jog. And their final moments on this earth were being beaten to death by an illegal. And DHS Secretary Mayorkas won't even commit to deporting that guy.
A 22-year-old nursing student, I know you've been following this, Laken Riley in the state of Georgia was murdered allegedly by an undocumented Venezuelan migrant. Should this man have been deported?
A few thoughts. First, Margaret, first and foremost, an absolute tragedy, and our hearts break for and our prayers are with the family, number one. Number two, and importantly, as a prosecutor, having prosecuted violent crime and other crimes for 12 years, one individual is responsible for the murder, and that is the murderer.
He wants him here. Look, remember, that's half the point of all this. It's not just to water down your vote, water down your values. They understand that these illegals bring in murder, drugs, rape, assaults. They understand the violent crime that comes with the illegals. Please keep in mind, violent crime helps communists seize power. That's why they turned like 20,000 of them loose in the Soviet Union when they were having their revolution. Just opened up the prison for all of them. Why? Go knife people, go rape, go murder. What it does is it destabilizes society. A destabilized society of scared citizens is more likely to hand the communist power to calm things down. It's not that they're okay with the crime illegals bring. That's what they want. That's really the goal. It's why they go on television and say easily verifiable lies like Veronica Escobar did here.
The fact of the matter is immigrants commit crimes at less significant rates than native-born Americans. And in communities where migrants have been bused, crime has gone down. Anyone who commits such a horrific crime absolutely needs to be prosecuted within the full extent of the law. But also the fact of the matter is, when Donald Trump was in office, over 1 million migrants were released. I'm sure that there was a fraction of those migrants who also committed crimes. The issue is not that migrants commit crimes. The issue is we have not reformed a system that is badly broken, and it's been Republicans standing in the way of that every year that we've tried this for decades.
She's just a communist who wants the border open, that's all.